One of the world's most respected AI safety companies just published data suggesting that the technology they are building may already be capable of building a better version of itself. Anthropic, the company behind Claude, released an internal benchmark this week showing that its most advanced model, Mythos Preview, can optimize AI training code at 52 times the speed of the starting point. A skilled human engineer takes 4 to 8 hours to achieve a 4 times speedup. Mythos Preview did 52 times. In the same disclosure, Anthropic revealed that this same model improves on human researchers' decisions 64% of the time and AI research sessions, up from just 22% in 2024. Anthropic itself called this a possible path to recursive self-improvement, and said AI autonomously building a more capable successor is happening faster than they thought. The company that built the model is telling you to pay attention. Tonight, we explain what the numbers actually mean. In this video, we are going to walk through exactly what Anthropic measured, what a 52 times speedup actually means in practice, and why the jump from 22 to 64% research decision improvement is the number that concerns AI safety researchers most. We will explain what recursive self-improvement means in plain language and why it is considered one of the most consequential thresholds in AI development. We will look at what Anthropic is doing about it, including a new institute dedicated to this exact problem. We will connect this to the broader AI race happening right now. And we will end with the question every serious technologist is wrestling with: are we ready for what comes next? Let us start with exactly what Anthropic measured and published. On June 4, 2026, Anthropic AI published a thread describing what they call their internal AI development acceleration benchmark. The test works like this: give a model a piece of code that trains a small AI model, then ask the model to make it run faster. A skilled human engineer, given the same task, typically reaches a 4 times speedup in 4 to 8 hours. The benchmark tracks how models improve on this task over time. According to the thread, in May 2025, Claude Opus 4 averaged approximately a 3 times speedup. By this April, Mythos Preview, Anthropic's most advanced current model, achieved approximately 52 times. Anthropic later posted a correction noting that the 3 times result was from May 2025, not May 2024, and that models from May 2024 showed no speedup whatsoever. This is actually the more striking version of the story. In roughly 1 year, AI code optimization capacity went from near zero improvement to a 52-fold acceleration. The second benchmark is arguably even more significant. Anthropic researchers took real AI research sessions where a human researcher had taken a wrong turn. They paused at that moment, showed the full session history to the model, and asked, what should happen next? In 2024, Claude improved on the human decision 22% of the time. By this April, Mythos Preview improved on the human 64% of the time. That means the model is now making better research decisions than humans in almost 2 out of every 3 cases where a human researcher has gone wrong. Anthropic was direct about what this may mean. According to their post, internal data shows Claude is accelerating AI development, a possible path to recursive self-improvement, or AI autonomously building a more capable successor. They stated this is happening faster than they thought and that the implications deserve greater attention. On the chemistry research front, a separate Anthropic AI post revealed that Opus 4.7 can match and on some tasks beat dedicated NMR spectroscopy software that chemists use to understand molecular structures. Anthropic also published research examining 832 malicious accounts and their AI-enabled cyber attack patterns. The picture is one of a company moving rapidly across multiple fronts while simultaneously raising alarms about where the trajectory leads. To understand why this benchmark is generating serious attention in the AI safety community, we need to explain 2 concepts that sound technical but carry enormous practical stakes. The first question many viewers are asking is, what exactly is recursive self-improvement, and why is it considered a threshold moment? The short answer is that recursive self-improvement describes a scenario where an AI system becomes capable of making itself or its successor meaningfully more capable. Once that loop closes, the pace of AI capability gains could theoretically accelerate beyond human oversight capacity. The benchmark Anthropic published is not yet proof that this threshold has been crossed. Anthropic was careful to note that it is not yet clear that Claude is capable of research judgment, specifically, of choosing the right problems to work on, which is a different skill from being right once a problem is identified. But the trajectory is what concerns researchers. If the model went from 0 improvement to 52-fold improvement in roughly 1 year on code optimization, and from 22% to 64% research decision accuracy in a similar period, then extrapolating those trends forward is a deeply uncomfortable exercise. A second pressing question is, why did Anthropic publish this at all? On that front, the disclosure is itself a significant signal. Anthropic is a company that has built its identity around responsible AI development and safety-first research. Publishing a disclosure that says, in essence, our models may be approaching recursive self-improvement faster than expected, is not a routine product announcement. It is a public warning. The announcement of the Anthropic Institute, described as a collaboration with external stakeholders to think through the implications of increasingly powerful, potentially self-improving systems, frames this as a deliberate attempt to involve the world in decisions that will otherwise be made by a handful of technology companies. At Cointelegraph noted that Bernie Sanders separately warned in the New York Times that a handful of billionaires could determine the future of humanity through the rise of AI, a political framing that amplifies exactly the concern Anthropic is raising from the technical side. The Rand Corporation study released the same week found that more than 1 in 5 young Americans is already using AI for mental health advice, with 63% telling nobody about it. These two data points, an AI that may be approaching self-improvement and a generation already embedding AI into their most private psychological lives, form the full landscape of where this technology is right now. What is recursive self-improvement and why is it considered a threshold moment in AI development? Recursive self-improvement describes a scenario where an AI system becomes capable of meaningfully improving itself or its successor. Once that loop closes, the pace of AI capability gains could theoretically accelerate beyond human oversight capacity. Anthropic's benchmark is not yet proof this threshold has been crossed. They noted the model hasn't demonstrated the ability to choose the right problems, only to perform better once problems are identified. But the 1-year trajectory from 0 to 52x on code optimization makes extrapolation deeply uncomfortable. Why would Anthropic publish a disclosure that essentially warns the world their own technology may be approaching a dangerous threshold? The disclosure may itself be a deliberate act of accountability by a company that has built its identity around safety-first AI development. Publishing this data publicly rather than keeping it internal forces a broader conversation about oversight, governance, and whether the world is prepared. The announcement of the Anthropic Institute to research these implications with external stakeholders suggests Anthropic believes decisions of this magnitude cannot be made by one company alone. In the United States, the Anthropic disclosure lands in the middle of a broader political battle over who controls AI research and who gets to decide what problems it works on. The Trump administration's executive order on AI, which Sam Altman praised and Anthropic said gets the balance right, is attempting to position the US as the global AI leader. But the idyllicon critique that political appointees are now vetting science grant approvals based on loyalty to American values raises a direct question. If the US government begins politically filtering which AI research gets funded, does that accelerate or impede the country's ability to navigate the recursive self-improvement challenge Anthropic just described? In Europe, the AI Act regulatory framework is now being tested against a technology moving far faster than any regulator anticipated. The Anthropic benchmark makes the argument for urgent governance more concrete than any abstract policy paper. If an AI model's research decision accuracy went from 22% to 64% in approximately 2 years, the regulation written 2 years ago may already be governing a fundamentally different technology. In Africa, at AJ English reported from Kenya that AI is advancing faster than regulation, with experts warning that laws are struggling to keep up with AI already shaping healthcare and insurance decisions affecting real lives. The Anthropic disclosure gives African regulators a specific, quantified data point for why urgency matters. In China, the competitive pressure of this benchmark is direct. According to posts from Gary Tan, a recent major AI model release used approximately 20 different models across 6 families, including models from the Quinn, DeepSeek, Minimax, NVIDIA, and GLM families, plus GPT. This multimodal training approach at scale suggests Chinese AI labs are pursuing the same performance envelope as Anthropic, potentially racing toward the same recursive self-improvement threshold from a different angle. To be intellectually honest, the strongest skeptical case about the significance of this benchmark deserves a full hearing. The most credible critique goes like this: the benchmark Anthropic design measures a specific, narrow task optimizing AI training code in a controlled setting and extrapolating from this to broad claims about recursive self-improvement or AI designing its own successors is a significant logical leap. Anthropic itself acknowledged this, noting that it is not yet clear the model is capable of research judgment of choosing the right problems to work on. A model that is better than humans at solving problems that humans have already identified is qualitatively different from a model that can independently identify the right research frontier, allocate attention across competing priorities, and generate genuinely novel scientific directions. Yann LeCun, Meta's chief AI scientist, has long argued that current AI architectures are fundamentally incapable of the kind of autonomous reasoning and world modeling required for true recursive self-improvement, and that the field's most vocal safety concerns are based on extrapolating current transformer-based systems beyond what the architecture can actually support. He has separately emphasized that there should not be a single president of AI and that no one company should control this technology, a position that cuts against the framing that Anthropic alone is uniquely positioned to navigate the risks it describes. The OpenAI disclosure that its model found a counterexample to an 80-year-old Erdos mathematical conjecture is genuinely impressive, but it is also the kind of bounded mathematical discovery that humans have been capable of for centuries. Impressive performance within a defined problem space is not the same as the open-ended judgment required for recursive self-improvement. Here is what makes this disclosure different from every previous AI safety announcement. Anthropic is not warning about a hypothetical future scenario. They are publishing a time series 0 improvement in 2024, 3 times in 2025, 52 times in April 2026. The trend is already in the data. The question is not whether the curve exists. It is whether the institutions we have built are capable of keeping pace with it. Tell us in the comments, does Anthropic publishing this data make you feel better or worse about the direction of AI development? Is transparency about these benchmarks a form of accountability, or does it accelerate the race? Subscribe and hit the notification bell. We cover every major AI development with the depth it deserves.